Turn the lights back on. Wow. Retro electro tech. When real audio ruled the world.
Greetings once again, all you turntable lovers. This is Retro Ernest of Retro Electro Tech. And what I have here on the bench is a dual 604 turntable from 1978. Okay, so why is this turntable on the bench? This video has been brought to you by Schmuck Slapper Enterprises, the leading supplier of large rubber hands. Because you never know when you're gonna have to slap a schmuck. Order now while supplies last. Well, it's on account of a no power-up complaint. But let me rewind just a little bit. I performed some work for this customer before on an amplifier. And at that time, if I can remember correctly, because it's been some time, the initial reason why he brought it in, the amp that is, was because there were some problems with a few components that were affected by that corrosive glue, I believe, or leaky electrolytic or something like that. But anyways, I had to replace a bad diode, something else, and I went through and performed, the usual inspection and checking things out and just testing everything out, giving it a clean bill of health, and everything was fine and dandy. He took it home, was using it for quite some time. He brought it back again because there was a problem with his electrical system. And in short, no pun intended, somebody did some substandard work at his home, caused some problems with his wiring. There was some surging going on. And it ended up taking out a couple of MOVs, of course, on the line side of that amp, and it also did some damage to circuit board there, a through hole pad that was burnt. Anyways, fast forwarding from there, he recently went to use his turntable and discovered that it wouldn't power up either. And yes, it was plugged into the same circuit, of course. So that's where I am right now. Okay, so I wanted to go straight to the power supply, which is contained in this, black box, as you can see. And I pulled the board out as well, which is kind of in there snug, so you got to kind of maneuver that out. And I went straight to the fuse, which is this little 63 milliamp fuse here, and you can see that it's open. But we want to be sure that the problem ended there, okay, at the fuse. The fuse did its job. Hopefully there wasn't anything else taken out. So right off the bat, I'm concerned about the transformer. So I want to check the primary and the secondary windings on this transformer, which is what we're going to do next. Okay, so let's start by ohming out our primary windings. Okay, and you can see on the meter there our 449.5 ohms and our 246.3 ohms. So the primary side of our windings are looking good. Now let's check our secondary. Okay, and here is our secondary. Let's see if I can stay on there. 4.3 ohms. Okay, so that's looking good as well. Okay, and I want to spot check our rectifier diodes here. Make sure we have our drops, and 0.5 there. There's another one kind of tucked under this transformer. 0.5 there. Yeah, I think I touched the transformer, yeah. Okay, and 0.5 there. Okay, let me see. Well, my arm's going to be in the way, I think. Well, maybe not. Okay, and our 0.5 there. It's kind of hard to work around the camera, of course. All right, so everything's looking good there. Let me check this diode over yonder. Yeah, okay. So everything's looking good as far as our rectifiers are concerned. Diodes all look good. What I am going to do is I'm going to replace the caps on this board here. We have a safety cap here, and then we have this 1000 mic 40 volt cap, and also two, let me switch views. Okay, and here is the control board. And what I want to do while I'm in here is just, get rid of these electrolytics in here. There's only, what, 4 of them in here, especially these plastic electrolytics here. I want to get rid of those, but, all of them, of course, because I'm in here. And then I'll go ahead and spot check some other components as well. Just check the resistor values on both boards. And also, too, I'm going to just do a quick spot check of these transistor junctions. And I know that the unit is working at this point because I went ahead and I didn't have a 63 milliamp fuse, but I had one that was slightly bigger. So I went ahead and just used it temporarily. Now, you never want to put in a larger fuse and just leave it. But I did that just to, do a quick test while everything was under very heavy current limiting. And everything looked okay, but I don't recommend ever putting in a larger fuse and just leaving it there. So anyways, that's that. I'm going to order the correct fuses because I don't have 63 milliamp fuses in stock. Get this recapped, check a few other components, and then let me just back out here real quick. You can see there's a couple of switches here that I'm going to clean up. On the top side, there's a switch. There's this pot here. I'm going to clean and re-lubricate these control levers, okay? It might be hard to see with the camera, but there's some, dust, a little bit of debris, some hair and all that stuff. I just want to clean everything out real good and just quickly take these levers apart and clean up the old lubricant. The old lubricant is almost completely gone. So I'll probably use, I kind of jump back and forth. Sometimes I use a little bit of white lithium grease, sometimes silicone grease, and just a light application where needed, where there's contact with the chassis or where different levers interact with one another and metal on metal and so forth. I'm going to go ahead and take care of those and re-lubricate everything. The only other thing aside from that is you see the start and stop switch over here. I have the cover removed, of course, and I'm going to clean the switch contacts. So once I get that essential maintenance all done, and again, just check components, get the old electrolytics out of there, get a new safety cap on board in the power supply there. Everything should be good to go. So I will be back once all of that is done, and then I'm going to do some testing, set the, just do a basic setup, set the tracking of the tone arm and all that, and then spin some vinyl, just do a quick test, and it should be good to go. But you'll see this unit when it's all back together. Okay, so I'll be back in just a bit. So the electrolytic recapping on the control board is completed. And around the backside, the soldering is all neat and tidy. As I always say, it should be indistinguishable from factory soldering, and sometimes better in some cases. So I just wanted to show the customer that everything was done properly there. Soldering is nice and bomb-proof and clean as it should be. Okay, so I have the dual 604 turntable all reassembled. You can see I have the platter mat removed. I leveled off the turntable. I'm just about to set the tracking force. So let me go ahead and zoom in on the screen of the scale, and we will do that. Okay, so this cartridge is spec'd at 1.25 to 1.75 grams. So 1.74 good enough. I'm going to leave it right there and call it good. If the customer wants to tweak around with it a little bit, that's fine, not a problem. Okay, now for a quick test, let me just bring this over to the lead-in groove here. Okay. Now I'm going to just okay, because of the whole copyright thing, so let's check the end of play. Make sure it returns okay. Okay, so there you go. Everything seems to be doing okay. So I'm going to end it here. As I always say, peace, love, music, and the vintage audio that brings it to your ears. Till next time, you all take care.
This is a poor man's shoe production.